can't say that anymore because everybody else started saying it too.
Yeah.
True. We're live, I think. Hey, hello. Whoa, I just threw a remote on the floor. It's chaos. Hi, I'm Joe Drilling. This is On the
You're
Stick
one
After
of
Dark.
those streamers, I see.
Joe's
Apparently.
fucking mad. Joe's pissed off tonight, and he's
I'm
gonna fucking take
The
some
thumbnail is just going to be
Yes.
him
some
screaming.
big company down a
Me.
peg.
That's right. I'm gonna publicly talk shit about all of you guys, and then when you come to confront me about it, we're gonna end a fist fight. And then
And someone will throw a chair at the Young Bucks.
That's right. And then we'll all be stripped of our titles, and Alex and
Right.
Anthony will have to run the stream for the
Right. Well,
next
no,
couple of weeks because
except Anthony
we're
will
suspended.
get bitten, and he won't be able to wrestle for a while.
Turn into
so.
a superhero.
All right.
What a fucking nightmare.
So, yeah. We're just gonna go right back to Moxley. Apparently, it sounds like based. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
but
tournament.
Just,
There's a tournament.
Just make your best wrestler the champion for a while. It's
That's
fine.
what I've been saying.
What?
Although the
That's
MJF
not how these
apparently.
things work.
Eric, you could have been at the show tonight. It's in Buffalo.
Is it?
Yeah,
don't know.
MJF came out in a Josh Allen jersey and then proceeded to take it off and wipe his
I'm
butt
sure.
with it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get some cheap heat in Buffalo, shitting on Josh Allen is definitely the right way to go right now.
It's the way to do it. So, this is the Cowabunga collection, which is Digital Eclipse's most
Cowabunga!
recent release. It includes basically all of the Konami published Ninja Turtles games that are based on the '87 Ninja Turtles cartoon. Except for one, the Manhattan missions for DOS. That's the only one that's not on here.
Is a DOS version of the NES game? I'm guessing.
No, I've never played it, but I'm given to understand it's basically like I believe what they used to call, and Kurt, maybe you can check me on this, what they used to call a cinematic platformer. So Prince of Persia, Blackthorn,
Wow.
Flashback, and
Wow.
apparently it is.
Oh man, that's. Oh man, it sucks that's not in the collection.
Well,
That sounds
apparently
fucking
it's
good.
also like super bad. Like it's a very bad one
who
of those.
cares? Most of the games in this collection are fucking not that good.
Hot
I
take.
mean, some of them are very good though, right?
There's
Like, some
there's
of
like
them are-
3 or 4. There's like 2 or 3 really classic beat 'em ups, and then there's a couple other pretty good ones, and there's like a bunch of there's like some games that were okay on the Game Boy, but
Yeah.
and then a bunch of
There's
trash,
one. There's one
basically.
pretty good Game Boy game on here. There is one pretty good Game Boy game on here. But so
yeah, pretty good for a Game Boy game. That's a
no, it's I
Like-
think
like
Radical
Puzzle
Rescue. No, I think Radical Rescue is like pretty good by I guess by Game Boy standards it is very good. But in general, I would say it is a pretty good game without qualification. It's a Ninja Turtles Metroidvania. You start as Michelangelo, and as you rescue more turtles, each one has different abilities that help you get to new areas that you couldn't access before. It's a Metroidvania, it's one of those. So Digital Eclipse apparently really went super hard on this one alongside Konami, who I listened to an interview with Chris Kohler, who said that apparently Konami has a very large archive of their past stuff, and actually we're going to just go into the Turtle Lair and see what we can find out here. Where like literally only a couple of people in the company are allowed to go there and like dig through it, but I guess they just pulled out like everything. Oh, Ewok, come here. This is hey, little dog. They dug through like everything. Apparently, there's like 1,000 pages worth of supplemental material in here. That is just like there. I guess the behind the scenes stuff. We'll take a little bit of a look here. So okay, style guide.
yeah, no, that's awesome. Like I wish all the other companies would put out shit like why isn't there a collection of Mario games like this with all the
That's the biggest
digitized versions of like all those awesome Nintendo powered. Remember that there's that awesome Nintendo Power Mario book.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Mario Madness or whatever, right?
Yeah, there should be a like that. There should be all of that should be on a. I should be able to give Nintendo $70 for like the NES Mario games.
Yeah.
And they should throw everything on there, all the bullshit, like Mario is missing and all that other garbage.
Yeah.
But Like, give me an 18, even if it was just by system, an NES one, a Super Nintendo one that had all that archival stuff in it. I would love to buy that, but instead they just put out shitty fucking emulator ports.
So, like, if you look at this, this is so not only is this like the design document for the NES game, but they translated it, right? So when you hit X, like the translation of this design document for the first NES game, like
using a tightrope, they find the airship at the airport, which I could never fucking figure out how to do in that stupid piece of shit game.
I'm gonna play some of that one tonight for sure.
It's so bad.
I kind of want to, like, now that I have this collection and it's easy to like do the rewind and like save things and stuff. I think I'm gonna make a go at not tonight, but I want to make a go at actually finishing it. But yeah, like,
I mean, you could have done that with an emulator for 20 years.
I could have,
and you didn't, because that game fucking sucks.
But you can
Now
see
he's
here
made money,
the
so he
attack
needs to do
range was intentional. So.
Yeah. Great, good.
But like this kind of stuff is just like this is so good, right? And this is like I saw Frank Cifaldi talk at, I think it was at MagFest a few years ago before I left DC. It might have been right before I left DC actually, because I think it was when because he was talking about the SNK 40th, so it must have been right before I moved out of DC. That last MagFest in January of 2019, and he was saying like, what we want to do, and he's not really at Digital Eclipse anymore, but I think the ethos is the same, which is like, he was saying we want to make coffee table books that you can play, right? It's not necessarily about like how good are these games, it's about like, this is a document of these games, and this is
he is listed as a historical consultant.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's like all the other, like Mike Micah and Chris Kohler and
Yes.
Drew Scanlon and all those people.
Oh, that's right. Drew Scanlon works there now.
Yeah, he does the production stuff for like the trailers and the videos and stuff that they put out.
So it's like all this like all these games have a bunch of supplemental material, and all the console ones, I guess it looks like, for the most part, right? So it's like this is stuff that I'm not going to go through all of this like tonight, obviously, because but like the design,
it's just
like animation, 85 pages worth of like designing the animation for Turtles in Time on Super NES. Like that's crazy. Like
the stuff on this collection is above and beyond even the stuff on like the previous ones that they did for the Disney collection or the for the Street Fighter one or the Blizzard arcade stuff.
The Street Fighter one had a lot of good stuff. I thought the Street Fighter one had a lot of good stuff in it. The Street Fighter one, my favorite thing about that, which it's like unfortunate that all they found was a single screenshot, but they found the sole surviving screenshot of what was apparently the attempted NES port of Street Fighter 1. So like that's just one of those things. But yeah, I mean, I'm actually really excited for their next thing is the Atari 50th. Which is coming out at the end of October, beginning of November, I think, and that looks really, really. It's just like a ton of games, and Atari has so frequently like shoveled their old stuff onto different like. There's already like 3 collections for PS4 and Xbox One, and I think they just smashed them all into one collection for the Switch, but like. They're not done very well. The trackball games, especially, basically like don't work.
Play over 100 games. Play extremely rare titles from the Atari, Jaguar, and Lynx and 8-bit computers in the 78, 5200, 2600. So,
yeah, and that's the thing that I think is really cool too. Is like most of those collections are arcade games and 2600 games, and that's it. That's all you get. And the fact that they're doing Jag stuff and
it's like a bunch of interview
stuff.
I'm watching the trailer for it right now.
Yeah.
Well, and you were saying this is better than the Street Fighter one or the other one that they put out. I mean, some of that is just a function of what can they find.
Right. I mean, I'm not making a value judgment. I'm just saying that this one is the most impressive in terms of the stuff that they were able to get their hands on for it.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm sure that part of the problem, whatever. I mean, those collections are also really cool. Like when we went over the Disney one, I said the same thing. Like that's why I want this kind of curation for everybody else's old games, especially the Nintendo stuff would be huge.
Yeah.
But,
and like this, like the Kohler was saying, the person that they assigned,
I'm sure that a lot of companies don't have this stuff.
Right, they don't have a lot of the archival material.
It's
But
insane. It's completely bananas to me that Konami is one of the few companies that actually has an archive of all this stuff.
yeah, right.
Because
But
they're the ones that have just like thrown all their franchises in the fucking garbage can
right, right.
in order to make cheap bucks on pachinko machines and stuff.
Yeah, right.
But
But this thing is like one of the things that Kohler was saying was really cool. Like the person who designed this like faux strategy guide for all the different games, like they basically told him like like any Nintendo Power style strategy guides, and in this interview Kohler was like he 100% understood the assignment when he did the layouts and everything, and yeah, I mean it looks, it totally looks that way. Like when you look at like the little Rocksteady with the lump on his head getting whacked by Donatello, like that, all this kind of stuff,
mm-hmm.
and like this is just really cool. And you can zoom in, of course, and see like this is the tip. Like if you don't know, like we grew up with these games, right? So like I would say certainly Eric and I, maybe Kurt as well, but we definitely know like the way to beat Rocksteady is to sit on top of that box and down thrust with Donatello's bow. Like that is the way to finish that fight. But if you never actually played these games, like I bought this collection for my nephews, my nephew Desi, because he is really into Turtles right now, because Turtles are still very popular. Yeah, and he wanted this collection, so his birthday's actually in July, but I like pre-ordered it for him, and so it would be like sent to his house on launch day and everything. And he wouldn't. I mean, when he was born, like the PS4 was out. You know what I mean? So it's like he has no idea like how to fight Rocksteady and the NES Ninja Turtles, but like he can look at this and see like, oh, I have to like get up on top of these boxes.
You should have just bought him a copy of that new game instead, because that's better than all these games.
I also got them a copy of the new game, but I got them pre-ordered them the limited run like special version, so I'm gonna send it to them once I get it. But hopefully they're not watching this and they don't know that. But because sometimes they watch the streams, but
if they play some of these, first, then maybe they might get some appreciation, because
well, if they
the
play,
new game is quite a bit better than
I know I asked them I asked my brother-in-law and my sister which version of the new one to get the physical for them, because I was like, I assume they're gonna download one of them, and so I think my brother-in-law said they downloaded it for PS5, and I sent them like a physical of the Switch, or I'm going to send them when it comes out. So they have played Shredder's Revenge, I think, by this point. So yeah, but I mean, I still think that Turtles in Time holds up. And actually, speaking of playing these video games, like I'm gonna play one of these video games. So all of these except for I think like two of them where the ROMs are essentially identical. They all have both the world version and the Japanese version. So I don't know. I think, I mean, it depends on the game, but I think also it changes the art on the selection screen to the Japanese art, Japanese titles and everything.
There's not many. There's like 30 some different games if you count all the different versions of the games.
Yeah, I think if you count the regional versions, that's about right. But it's, well, I mean, let's count. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so we've got Ninja Turtles Arcade, Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time Arcade, Turtles in Time Super NES. So that's 3. Tournament Fighters. See, the way these are ordered is like kind of weird. What is the ordering scheme here? Hyperstone Heist, Tournament Fighters Genesis, and I think they're by system. That makes sense. And NES Ninja Turtles, NES Ninja Turtles 2, NES Ninja Turtles 3, Tournament Fighters on NES, and then the 3 Game Boy games. So yeah, I mean it's like whatever, 12 or 13 games plus regional variants.
Right.
Which is so 20 some.
Plus Turtles 3 is supposed to be pretty good, right?
That's good. Yeah.
Which one? The Turtles. This
NES Turtles 3.
NES Turtles 3. Yeah, NES Turtles 3 is pretty good. It's here. My thing about
it's the best NES. It's the best NES Ninja Turtles game.
So the thing. Oops, that's That's not the right button. So here's the thing about NES Ninja Turtles 3 that I like. There is a particular attack that I feel like kind of. I'll show you, but there's like a command throw that you can do that I feel like kind of like removes some of the challenge because you can just kind of spam it for the most part.
I mean, you spend the entirety of Turtles 2 on the NES just doing the jump attack at the same time. It's kind of super. So
yeah, doesn't that cost you health though if you do that?
not in this version, I don't think.
Remember.
I feel like I literally used it like 90% of the way through that game.
Yeah, it's possible. I love that the Turtles are like relaxing in Florida, but April O'Neil's like New York City newscast is still shown.
They're on
they
vacation,
are.
man.
They got cable.
Yeah.
Did you get local New York news?
They're like
on
satellite.
cable
It's
and-
like satellite. Then they get whatever. You know.
Right. Oh yeah. Sure. Bummer, dudes. It's Shredder. I like that the Hyperstone heist and the Manhattan Project are basically the same plot, where Shredder finds a way to steal all of New York City
Mm-hmm.
or all of Manhattan, I guess.
I make him the second person to do that.
All right.
Anyone? 3.
So, let's see. What are our display options here?
I heard somebody join. I was waiting for them to say hello.
Yeah, well, you're gonna keep waiting.
Oh no. I'll never know who it is then.
Rhino Nar wants to know if any of us liked the third Ninja Turtles movie, and I'm going to say
No.
Even as a
No.
kid, I recognized
Even
that
as a
movie was
kid.
bullshit.
That was one of the first movies I ever saw that I was like, oh, they can make bad ones of these that are not good to watch.
So
You know, because I was probably like 10 or 11 when that came out.
you can do like
That's
perfectly
one where they all go
sized.
back to Japan.
Yes, they go back to
Yes.
feudal Japan.
Feudal
Back in
Japan.
time, yeah.
You can do original size. You can do full size, which is upscaled, and then you can, if you're a heathen, you can play stretched and wide. But I don't know why the hell you would do that. And then there's a TV, a monitor, and an LCD filter for.
How are the
these.
filters?
How are the filters? Let's find out. This is literally the first time I've actually booted this game up. I haven't played it yet until now.
I don't know if you saw this, but Chris Kohler's wife immediately put the game in widescreen mode.
You wanted to take up the whole TV, man.
Yeah, so one of the complaints I have heard about this game, which I am now experiencing playing this game with an arcade stick, is that you can't remap the controls, and I really hope they add that in a patch, because right now I expected this would be like normal NES, like A and B layout, and it surely is not. It's Super Nintendo layout, which means playing it on an arcade stick is
A little funky.
little funky. But yeah, so you have this move where you can just throw enemies over the top of your head by hitting down and attack, and it kills almost everything in one hit, except for bosses. So you just end up
Very fast move.
doing this over and over and over again, which is why I kind of don't love this game as much as
You don't have
some
to do
people.
that, though.
I mean, you don't have to, but like it's the most efficient way to do it. And also you kind of do it on accident sometimes if you're trying to like move down. Okay, so if I'm like normally attacking and then I like want to move down out of the way of an attack, I accidentally do it. So, but also this is one where all the turtles have unique special moves like the Super NES game. Like
It also has
Raptors.
just like a really great variety of locations for the levels and stuff.
Yes, that's true. It has.
Yeah.
It starts in
And
Florida.
also,
then there's,
like, this game has like a total batshit amount of weird foot soldier varieties.
Yes.
Like
That is one of
every imaginable species of foot soldier is in this game, and it's really great.
Also, they
That is
dig
one of the
deep
more
on
fun
the
things about
weird,
Turtles games.
the bosses,
Yes,
the
for
characters,
sure.
the characters they use for bosses in this game.
Yeah.
They dig deep into the canon of all of the. So that's okay. That's the TV filter. Let's take a look at the monitor
pretty good.
filter. I'm gonna guess. So this one, I don't love this. Like
Is
sort of
that more
shadow
glowy,
mask
or-
style.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's got a honeycomb sort of
Oh.
vibe, which like I have a BVM that I use for classic gaming, and it doesn't really look like this. And I'm gonna
It
guess
looks like your memories of what it looks like. You know what I mean?
kinda. I think the scanline filter does the better job of that. But and then let's see here. Let's do. I'm gonna guess the LCD filter is probably meant for the Game Boy games, but let's see what it looks like.
Yeah, it just makes it so it's it just makes it so it's horribly lit.
It's like cross hatched. If you could, I don't know how far behind you are, but this is definitely meant for Game Boy.
Yeah.
For the Game Boy games.
Or if you had a really dirty TV.
Or actually, if you played the Genesis games, you could do it like you're playing on a Nomad.
Oh, great.
So I'm gonna actually just go ahead and turn that off. I want them sharp pixels. So, I mean, I haven't played my actual NES copy of this in a little while. I included it in a video a few years ago, but it feels right.
It's got the way that it like takes out little square chunks of the enemies for the sprite flicker is authentic to the experience of playing this game.
Yeah.
And the little overscan thing on the bottom right, that is also.
Oh, there's a control. Oh, it just tells you.
Well, you might not have seen that on a regular TV.
Oh wait, no.
No, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
There you
You
go.
can change the controls now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oop. No, I don't want to do that though. Good lord. What? Okay. I don't want to change up to down, up, down, left. They must have just changed that because I was seeing people saying like there's certain codes in tournament fighters that you couldn't enter because LNR weren't mapped to anything, or maybe that's still a problem. Maybe the LNR just don't give you an option to map to anything. I don't know.
Yeah. But I like this game because it feels like a true sequel to the arcade port to the NES. Like it doesn't fuck with like Bebop and Rocksteady and some of the stuff that you see, some of the like more basic Turtles things. I had this one, and then I had the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the bad Konami one. I never had the I never had the
arcade game. The arcade game.
Yeah.
Does the original NES game get manageable if you played enough, or is it just really bad?
It's just really bad. It's a bad game. I don't know what else to say about it, but
you never knew. Sometimes you could rent games and play them for a day or two, and they'd seem terrible. But sometimes they got to be okay if you practiced enough.
I think
it's not. It has a lot of. Its very basic design is just like you put a poorly controlling turtle in a room full of enemies that just constantly respawn, and it's just it's not a fun game to play.
It is very clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? In fact, I'm going to check that one out. So one of the things. About
Also, I love that flatten animation when the sign fell on you. It's
absolutely
great stuff. There's a lot of great stuff in this game.
There is an option to enhancements are the minus button. Oh, so you can start on any level, which is cool.
Good.
And you can kill the slowdown and the sprite flicker if you want to. Turn on infinite lives.
Go to the Technodrome. Good bridge stage in this game also.
Yeah, there's Crank Spaceship, the Technodrome. So you can but I'm gonna let's take a look at the game that we were just discussing. Just to see. I haven't played this game in a very long time.
It's so fucking bad.
I'm gonna leave the sprite flicker and the slowdown in so people can.
The rope. I never ever. I owned that game and never fucking once figured out how to use that goddamn rope.
You just I thought you just walk up to the where it does it automatically, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's supposed to make a bridge, but I could never make the bridge. You never make it do anything.
It only makes it in like one specific place, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's between those two buildings, but I never could make it work.
So this is one of those games that people said like in the early internet days when it was harder to track the stuff down that like this game was actually there was a totally different Japanese game and they just like put a Ninja Turtles skin on it and that's a bullshit story. It controls vaguely like what's that one that they just released a new game in the series and there was DLC
K.O. the Kangaroo.
No, a new one, not a remake. A new game in the series.
Oh, Dark Souls.
K.O. the Kangaroo is a sequel, not
I thought it was a remake of the first one.
The Tasmanian Devil.
What's the and then there was DLC of this game for that crazy multiplayer Castlevania. There was a DLC stage and a character.
Getsu Fumiden.
Yes, Getsu Fumiden. Uh,
I
th-
forgot
this
about
game,
that new one.
yeah, this game plays like very similarly to Getsu Fumiden, but is not
Alright, so
a
remind me not to play
reskin of Getsu Fumiden.
The new one looks kind of cool. I
And the new
forgot
one
about
does
that.
look kind of cool. You're right.
I mean, so the one cool thing about this game is the fact that you have your 4 lives are the 4 turtles,
yes.
and you can switch between them at any time, and you don't want them to die because, like,
Yeah, but-
if you switch at the right time, you can find a health. If you find
pizza.
a pizza, then you can like get their health back and then have another healthy turtle. So it's
Yeah.
kind of fun to manage that thing. But everything else about the game is really bad.
Yeah, but Double Dragon 3 does that, and that game also sucks.
Oh shit.
Turns
yeah.
out it's just not that good of a gimmick.
So
Yeah,
here,
maybe
but here's
not.
the thing with Double Dragon 3. Like, if it had a continue mechanic, would
Yeah.
not be that any NES Double Dragon 3. Arcade Double Dragon 3 is beyond saving. That game sucks. But NES Double Dragon 3 is actually mechanically it's fine. It's just it's too hard and you can't continue, and because of the way that life mechanic works, for the first stage you only have 1 life. So if you die one time before you reach the end of stage 1, you're just hosed. And like that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that mechanic, that like life management mechanic isn't why this game is bad.
No, I agree. This game is
Also, the way Donatello's duck down thrust thing works is like bananas.
the jumps are super floaty. The stages are like kind of there's weird stage design
It's just
stuff
this.
going
The
on.
stage design is all just this. It's just like there's like a million enemies, and then there's some platforms that you have to jump over, and that's it.
I will say this though. I think
It's a really good Splinter.
I mean, Alex, would you say the soundtrack to this game fucks? Would you say that?
I think it's all right.
This is pretty good. I think it's pretty good soundtrack on this one.
Alex, would you say this game not enough popes?
What?
How many popes does it need? How many popes are required for?
I mean, if there was at least one turtle pope, it would be a better game for sure.
Oh, now I understand. Okay. Eric gave me the much needed context.
Man, I feel like I don't
Here's
even know you, Alex.
The thing is, I think about the turtle pope at least once a day ever since I saw it for the first time. So
I thought about him obsessively and intensely for a while, but then have since backed off.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, the main theme in this game is very good.
This is definitely a game that made you hate Raphael a lot.
Yeah, he's my favorite
Raphael
turtle,
was
but I'm
always the
basically
fourth life.
yeah, I'm like I use Raphael and Michelangelo as like cannon fodder so that I don't lose Leonardo or Donatello like when I need them for a boss fight. So
Yep.
Leonardo and Raphael and Michelangelo can swim in the fucking dam
Boy,
level.
what a fun
And-
and engaging boss fight that was.
Yeah, we just traded
Really
hits until
well designed. Yeah, you
Yeah.
traded hits until he got stuck in the corner and you hit his ass with your nunchuck a bunch of times.
I think my favorite take on games like this is whenever you see one of those hot takes. I mean, I can't think of any person in particular who's done this, but like you find the hot take where people are like, Dark Souls owes a lot to like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because like it was so hard and like blah blah blah. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
That's my
Yeah,
favorite.
Dark
kind of
Souls
video
owes a
game.
lot to the Nintendo Entertainment System.
I mean, I think Dark Souls
Yeah.
owes some things to some older games, but not this one. Like this one isn't hard because it's like well designed and hard. Like this
It's
game
just
is
the thing
hard
where, like,
because like it's kind of shittily designed.
It's more just the thing where people will be like, well, one thing is hard and another thing is also hard, therefore they
They're
are
the same.
They're the
They
same.
are
And it's
one and one is older, so that means the new one was inspired by the old
Yeah,
The
one.
old,
exactly.
the old hard thing inspired the new hard thing because
Yeah.
you know, nah.
I think
That's my
those
favorite
guys are
kind of, like,
these guys are
internet.
easier with Leonardo.
Yeah.
Seems possible.
Pizza.
Apparently, like
Do you remember that episode of the Turtles where those guys just like stood up and then sat down a few times?
yeah, and when they
Yeah.
were sitting down, the turtles couldn't hit them for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
That was a
classic
good one.
Remember when
Classic.
Leatherface fucking showed up in Ninja Turtles? Fucking-
Yeah, dude, that was fucked up. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, it was wild. I didn't think
Like,
Toby
everybody talks
Hooper would
about
give him
Ash.
permission, but you know.
Everybody talks about like Smash being the first crossover. It's like, bro, did you even see the Ninja Turtles?
That's right.
Fucking scrubs don't know shit.
But TNC Surf Design, it had town and country.
I love town and country. I was actually just gonna say like Scooby Doo hung out with like Batman and the Harlem Globetrotters, so I mean I really feel like Scooby Doo.
John Cena
and eventually John Cena
and the Three Stooges, yeah.
And the Three Stooges, yeah. Yep. Yeah, this game is I don't know. I kind of feel like giving it a serious like go, which is not what I'm doing right now, but it's not very good. It's not a very good game.
Yeah, it's a very bad game.
So I think the turtle icon rescues a turtle. Oh no, that's right. It turns you its invincibility thing.
Yeah, it's invincibility.
Because there is a turtle rescuing mechanic.
I do like
game.
this. I don't know why you could do this, but great that you can.
Yeah. There is a turtle rescuing mechanic in this game, and actually I think that where I just was is where I would have rescued
you can
turtle.
you can find them tied up there. If one of them dies.
Left 4 Dead really owes a lot to TNT.
That's right.
On
That's
the Nintendo
right.
Entertainment System.
Now watch Mike's 35-minute long video essay on the subject.
So the thing that's frustrating about this game is when you go through
Where he mostly just like reads entries from Wikipedia pages and.
That's right. I appreciate that there's a measure of explorability in this game, but like the problem is that when you go into a room that's a dead end, even if like the little house that I was just in, where it's like, yeah, there's a full pizza at the end of that, and that's great, except all the enemies respawn when you leave the screen,
instantly.
So you just end up like losing just as much health as you got back from getting that full fucking pizza.
Also, so there's literally no reason to go in that building.
Well, I think the thing you forgot is that you like should just not get hit. Have you
that's
considered?
true. Well, yeah, but in that case, you don't need the pizza.
That's
so.
true. In this game, I would challenge you. I would like to see that, Alex. I would like to see that gameplay approach in this game.
I don't think I've ever beaten this game, but I definitely made it very far in this game when I was.
I made it until the point where we needed to use the rope to get across the gap several times.
I honestly don't think even as a kid I ever got past the dam. I think the dam was always the choke point for me. I never.
That's where you have to swim and get
you
the
have to
bombs.
swim and defuse the bombs. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to the
dam level.
Yeah, I played enough that I could get past that with all 4 turtles, but I just could not get the rope. Couldn't make the rope work.
I think I maybe had a friend who had this game because I feel like I played it a little bit more than like.
What is that thing? What is that thing?
A drone.
What is that?
An ornithopter, a tiny ornithopter.
Yeah, but it has a mouth.
I think that's an eye. I thought that was an eye. I don't know.
No, is it an eye? Okay, it could be an eye. I guess,
Is it an H.R. Giger design? It could be a vagina.
Maybe. That's
H.R.
exciting.
Giger designed the enemies, and then
check out my new fan art page where the turtles fuck the flying eye crab vagina mouth thing.
Damn, that sounds cool.
I don't know if I would, but I bet you a lot of people would.
A lot of people.
Now we're gonna get letters.
Where is it?
Where's
What's
this
website?
page?
yeah. How dare you tease such a thing and not deliver on it?
I already took my pants off. I'm waiting.
I can only maintain for so long. Come on.
If you're waiting for more than 4 hours for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah. Anyway, consult a doctor. Okay.
All right. So I guess I think if I'm not mistaken, this is where you fight. This is where I fight Rocksteady. So I'll do the Rocksteady fight and then.
And the slowdown. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean you can turn it off, but.
Yeah, but then you're not even really playing this game.
That's right.
And there's Karnovs throwing boomerangs.
Yes.
Please,
they could be Chelnovs, the Atomic Runner Chelnovs.
Okay.
You don't
Maybe,
know.
Yeah. I didn't check their papers, so anybody really?
Check the papers. Check the papers.
Maybe I won't get to the Rocksteady fight because I'm losing turtles at an alarming rate here all of a sudden.
Well, are there any cheats or save states built into these games?
I can rewind, yeah. There's a rewind.
Or you could play a different game.
Or I would say, or I could just play something else.
It's this or those two Game Boy games are probably the worst games on this thing.
The first Game Boy game is, yeah,
Better than this.
marginally. I don't know. That's a game where like it was clear that Konami really wanted to make something that looked fucking sick as hell on the Game Boy. So your turtle is gigantic. It takes up like a third of the screen, and it makes it really hard to like do anything.
Worth noting that this boss fight is almost impossible if you don't do this.
Yeah, if you don't have Donatello or at least Leonardo, because you kind of can do this with Leonardo, but yeah, if you try to do it with Raphael or Michelangelo, you're just gonna lose a life. You're just gonna lose a turtle. That's all it's gonna.
Joe, your head's blocking the most important part of the fight.
Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Now people will never know the secret.
Well, I showed them the strategy guide before you got here, Mike, because there's a built-in strategy guide here. Here's
Don't
the dam.
let the Foot Clan
and-
destroy the dam.
That's right.
Yeah,
So-
go swim for
I
you
don't
can
have
help
enough. I
that
don't think
plane,
I have
don't
enough.
worry.
No, you
No, of
don't.
course not.
No, of course not. I don't think I have. I'm gonna be able to make it there, and there we go. I could rewind, but I only have like 3 blocks of health, so
It's fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and. At least this game lets you continue, but I don't want to continue. I want to play something different. So,
You should listen to the damn music for a little while.
there is a music player. So hang on a second. We'll go to the turtle lair and we'll go to the music.
The sick ass port of that damn music in Grand Poo World 2.
Turtles in time. Turtles in
It's
time.
true, I heard it. Yeah, it's good.
Turtles in time.
It uses the woof sound from Mario Paint.
Is it this one?
Yeah,
I can't hear the stream, so
it's probably
Wow.
2 or
These songs are all also very short, even
well,
by
it's because
NES
they don't. I mean,
standards.
I don't know. Most NES songs aren't very long. They just usually loop them 2
It's
or
like
3
30
times.
seconds to a minute or something.
Yeah.
Oh, underwater scene. Here we go. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's a pretty funky bass line for a NES game.
it's in 6/8.
And you can tell that this is the Konami Kukeha Club, right? Because there's like vibes of like the Metal Gear NES music, like in this. Like you can tell similar people composed, like the same people were involved in composing this stuff. But yeah, you can just like
Yeah, that song is also like big techno vibes.
Yeah.
Like Super Spiked V-Ball.
yes.
I don't know. Talk about a game with a good fucking soundtrack.
That's. I'm really bummed out that wasn't on the. I mean, it's not a Kunio game, but I guess it technically is a Double Dragon game because one of the teams is Billy
It
and
is,
Jimmy Lee,
yeah.
and that it wasn't in the Kunio Double Dragon collection that came out 2 years ago or whatever that was.
They should have. I mean, it was on a cartridge with World Cup, which is that
It
collection.
was.
Right?
I have no.
Yeah,
well,
so
yes,
it should-
the Japanese version of World Cup
Right.
is, but I think that
So
was the
Super Spiked
problem.
V-Ball should also be there.
Should also
Just
be there.
Should be. Yeah.
Definitely should be. I think part of the
I don't
issue
know.
was that the American versions of those games were published by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because they were
I
packed
don't-
in.
I'm like
with
I'm like
NES
the one
sports
I'm like the
set.
one person out here that loves Super Spiked V-Ball. So
You are not the.
Nope.
I think you and I think have held out for Super Spike V-Ball for a long time.
You have it backwards. I'm the one guy here who likes Kings of the Beach.
That's true.
Everybody likes Super Spike
Mike,
V-Ball.
I'm so sorry for you.
Should
I
I,
mean,
play
it does
arcade
have, like, a
Turtles in Time
4-player
or
mode,
Super
so-
NES Turtles in Time?
It had music by the Miami Sound Machine.
Yeah, it's pretty wild that of all the things that exist on the NES, there are 2 4-player beach volleyball games of like
Yeah.
of all things. Like, you know, there's one 4-player like action adventure game and it's not very good. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street, but like there are 2 4-player fucking beach volleyball games. And there's a couple racing games too, right? There's I guess I'll start with the
What, does
arcade
Iron Man
game.
Stewart
There's
count as
Iron
a
Man
racing
Stewart. Yeah, there's Iron Man Stewart, and then there's
That one's not
Danny
for playing.
Sullivan,
It's
Indie
it's
Heat.
the Super Nintendo one is. The Super Nintendo one is. The Nintendo one isn't. Remember, we found that out at an
No,
extra
the Super
life.
Nintendo one
Did
is
we?
only 2
I would
players.
say I thought that was backwards. I thought we tried to
Is
do
that?
4-player on the.
No, maybe it was.
It's kind of disappointing because the one that looks nice doesn't have 4-player support.
Yeah. So apparently, according to the interview I heard with Kohler, they did have to go out and find the people who own the rights, the publishing rights to Pizza Power, from the Coming Out of Their Shells tour to clear it for this intro. But I'm so glad they did, because it would have been
But that was a hard get.
yeah, it would have been really easy to not do that, right? Like,
What if there was just a
we'll
Mike
just
Patton cover of?
Yeah, right. Well, they actually did have to get a sound alike for the Ninja Turtles theme for
I was
the
gonna say
our
it's
first
not the
arcade game.
it's not the original theme that plays at the opening of this either,
It's
is
not.
it?
No, it's not. The Mike Patton version's in Shredder's Revenge though, but they got like a very close sound alike of the original cartoon theme for this.
I don't really what's the problem with the original? Why
I
is it
think
so
that
impossible to get
I
that?
think whoever performed it charges a whole bunch of money, or whoever owns the rights to that recording specifically, like, charges a whole lot of money for it, I guess. So I don't know. Attack is that one. Jump is that one. But
Reds get so complicated, especially when this is a thing from, such a long time ago when things were less clear and
yeah,
there were toys involved and
yeah.
comics and who knows what company owns what.
Well, now, so yeah, that's part of the thing, right? Is the characters themselves, like, apparently. Oh, this is so much faster than the Super NES
They belong to
version, which is
Nickelodeon now?
wild. Yeah, Mirage Studios sold the Turtles to Nickelodeon, so they're like wholly owned by Nickelodeon now.
Oh, this is the arcade version?
This is the
I didn't
arcade
realize
version,
it was-
and it is way faster than the
It's
Super NES
faster,
version.
and the animation is so smooth.
It's
I think
really
the reason
realized
why
there's a
it's
speed difference.
the reason why it's faster is because there's so many more frames of animation. I think.
Oh, also, I think that probably the processor on whatever arcade board Konami was using at this point was probably just clocked faster than the Super NES processor to some extent. But yeah, it's okay, Splinter. I get it. I'm hurt. Like, dude, I just finished the last Foot Soldier. Your old ass comes sliding by, going, "Hurry!" It's okay,
Oh,
man.
hurry.
It's okay.
You're not moving fast
Relax. Chill out.
So has no one ever made like a ROM hack of the arcade version that adds the Super Nintendo levels?
No, and I wish they would, or make a hack of the Super Nintendo version that makes it 4 players like that. I want
Well, now I want the
Vitor.
Super Nintendo version to be fast like this.
Yeah, well, someone
That's
get
what
yeah.
After playing Shredder's Revenge, I went back to Turtles in Time, and I was like, "Oh, this does feel a little slow now."
Well, let's get
They're
Vitor to
all-
do an SA1 hack of Turtles in Time
Yeah.
that adds 4-player support and makes it faster.
Or maybe just fast ROM.
That's. I feel like you would need more than fast ROM for this game, but maybe not. That's why. That's one of the wildest discoveries of recent years, at least for me, was just like literally like people use cheap ROM, like slow ROM chips, and that's
And it
why
slows down your Super
Castlevania
Nintendo
4
games.
runs like shit. Like if you play a hack that uses the fast ROM, the game plays really smooth and it doesn't require like any actual add-on chips, just a ROM chip that ran faster. Like a normal.
Imagine a world where this game costs $10 more.
Yeah. Right. Right. It's just like that's crazy, but ugh. Oh hey, this is the quarter muncher part, I guess. We're just trying to jump and hit Baxter. I get shot out of the air like every time. There we go. Now I got him. Oh nope. Thought I had him.
This can be a really annoying fight depending on how much time he spends in the air.
Yeah. Man, do you remember? I'm not going to fire it up. I do have it, but do you guys remember that really bad 3D remake they made of this for Xbox Live
Oh
Arcade?
God, I had forgotten all about it.
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
I still have. I bought it. I played through it one time by myself the day it came out, and then I never booted it up again.
What was it called? Reshelled?
Reshelled. Turtles in Time Reshelled. That's exactly what it was called.
Not for reshell.
There was just a normal version of this on Xbox Live Arcade.
No,
though,
the
right?
first one, but not this one.
Okay.
Also, that one though, like replaced some of the music and added like an overlay with like the computer animated movie like Like the character portraits were replaced with the 2009 or whatever movie versions, which was like really weird and like sort of like dissonant with the rest of the game.
I'm looking at Reshelled right now, and man, it is a wolf.
It was dire,
dude.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. Oh god, I forgot how bad it was because I know I played. There was a demo of it that I played, and because there was I think some discussion about maybe checking it out for multiplayer stuff back then, but
yeah,
I don't think anybody actually bought it.
I did. I bought it.
Except for Joe, I guess.
I bought it. I was a sucker. And I didn't buy, and now I wish I had because of course it's delisted. But I didn't buy Simpsons.
The pickings were pretty slim for beat 'em ups back then.
True.
So
play Castle Crashers again.
Play Castle Crashers again. I have X-Men on my Xbox.
That's got one thing that Turtles never had, which is deer
support.
that poop all over the place.
Oh, Castle Crashers, yes.
Yeah.
Lots of deer poop. I thought we were talking about X-Men.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
I was a little thrown off by that.
That's Wolverine poop.
Yeah, right. But also, like, I've said this before, but like, aside from the Turtles games, like most Konami beat 'em ups are actually not that good. Like, X-Men survives, like it lives or dies based on if you're playing with 5 friends or not. And if you're not, it's not very fun. It's really repetitive, it's super tedious, and it's way too long.
Yeah, they're not as good as the Capcom ones for sure.
No, not even close. And like
But,
Simpsons is the same way.
Carried,
Simpsons is super
they
tedious.
were meant to be a thing that you saw in an arcade and played for 20 minutes or whatever.
They're flashy, and they can suck 4 people's quarters at once.
Well, it's just 6 in the case
or
of
6
X-Men.
sometimes,
Or
yeah.
6. Oh yeah, although to be fair, that arcade cabinet also took up like 2 spots in the arcade, so.
Yeah,
that's true, but 2 spots for the total of 6 players is still. I mean, that's like
Not
even
too
the
bad.
4-player ones like were pretty close to taking up 2 spots because they had super wide control panels. But 6-player X-Men, especially now, like when you go to an arcade, like that's like a full-on spectacle to see a like working 6-player X-Men. Also, that cabinet is like really gorgeous. Like the art all over it. I mean, I just love arcade cabinet art because there's really like no modern equivalent to that. Like this game. What did this game? This game had like a dude in a shitty turtle costume, like a live photograph on the side.
Yeah.
The first one had a model dressed up as April O'Neil, like a photograph on the side of that cabinet, which is.
So you like the off-model actors pretending to be characters kind of thing?
I like those, but I mean, the X-Men one is just like Marvel Comics art of the X-Men, and it's like on the panels as well, and on the marquee and everything. I'm just saying, like, in general. Also, like, Nintendo, when they still made arcade games, like, their arcade cabinets are fucking gorgeous. Like, the bezel art on those and stuff is just, like, really cool looking. On, like, Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. and Mario Brothers and etc. etc. Clack, 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 clack.
Oh, I thought I was muted. Sorry. Did you hear all that?
No, that's I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about my.
Oh, I was typing.
My arcade
That's why I was
stick.
Yeah, it's Joe's fault.
It is. You were muted. I didn't hear you clacking. I was talking about myself.
The noise canceling thing on Discord is pretty good, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
About editing a lot of that stuff out.
So here's where you get to like the kind of weird stuff that differences if you're used to playing the Super Nintendo version. Like at the end of this stage, you just get thrown in the time warp. Like you never go to the Technodrome and fight Toka and Razar. You never have to throw guys at Shredder. Like you just get to the end of the sewer and Shredder's like, time warp. It's just a jump to the left and then a step to the right.
I've always thought it was kind of weird that they took so long to get you to the time hopping part of this game.
Yeah, but also the Technodrome stage in the Super NES, which makes that makes it even longer to get to the time hopping part, is like really good and like one of the best stages. And the boss fight against Shredder is maybe the best boss fight in that game because it has like a unique mechanic, you know.
For the second person throw enemies at the screen.
Yeah. Yep.
this game and Battletoads.
That's right. Battletoads, you just like pick up rocks though. Like you don't
No, but
actually get.
one of the few second-person video game experiences you can
Yes,
have.
True. I mean, it's been a while, but maybe it was only during the like super stylish kills, but wasn't Manhunt like wasn't every camera angle on like a security camera, or was that only when you killed somebody that it like flipped?
I think that was just on
when you
the
killed some
special
people.
animations. Yeah.
Well, now you're making me wonder if Resident Evil 1 and 2 should be considered second-person games.
I mean, you could kind
well,
of, because
yeah.
they're all
Maybe
from
there's like a
there.
camera room in the bottom of the mansion, and there's just some security guard watching.
Some
run around,
umbrella
like,
agent just
No,
sitting
no,
there.
get the triangle key.
There, someday, like
Release
10
the
years
hound.
from now, people will figure out how to get into that room. Like they just
There you
did
go.
with the
it'll
multiplayer
actually be
super
a dog
punch
and
out
it's-
thing.
It's a
Yeah.
crossover with Silent Hill.
Yeah, did we talk about that on stream, by the way? The
No.
super punch out stuff?
We should see if we can
That is
figure out
crazy.
a way to do that, do something with that at some point.
I mean, we could always we could use Parsec and like run an emulator, you know.
But it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
We
mean,
could just done that. I could have been spending my entire life doing that. And
yeah, right. I want to know what it's like to play as Narcissus Prince or whatever.
Really want to know what it's like to be Narcissus Prince?
I mean, he's a motherfucker, so yeah, kinda. I want to be that motherfucker.
you heard it here
Yeah,
first.
Eric, you
Joe
could have
wants
been doing
to-
this your whole life, but aren't you glad that magic still exists?
I mean,
Yeah.
that is
no.
that.
I am. That was amazing.
And why is it always Punch Out? Because the last
Yeah.
last time I remember something like this was when they were like, oh yeah, this dude takes a picture right when the bull charge.
Yeah, but that was like 1% as exciting as this.
Yeah.
But it was still
This is a whole nother mode.
Well, that's true, but it was still exciting. Well, it's two modes, right? Because you have a practice mode where you can box anyone in like an exhibition, and then you also had the 2-player mode, so it's like 2 extra modes. But just the idea that there's this secret that no one like figured out for 30 years, and then like
It's
oh,
amazing.
you know, which is also funny because apparently there's still something in Mega Man 9 allegedly, and people have been like, no, it doesn't exist, it's not real, and it's like, well, maybe it's not real, like maybe Capcom was pulling our legs for all that time, but also look at this Punch Out shit, like there's the Super Punch Out, that is wild that no one discovered that in Super Punch Out in 25 years or 27 years or however long it's been.
Well, especially
I can't
because there's
believe it, honestly.
other similar codes in the game that kind of
that were known.
right,
Yeah.
right, where you have to hold things on second controllers and stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But yeah, we should like fire up Parsec one of these nights and fuck around with that. Because that's like, I don't have anyone local really to like do that with who would like give a shit about that. So, and of course that news broke like 3 weeks after we were all together in the same place, right? So,
I'm also guessing that mode is like 0% balanced.
Not.
no, of course it's not, because the enemy boxers are 0% balanced. And because one of you has to be Mac still, right? Like, you can't just pick
Yeah.
2 enemy boxers. It's like someone
No.
is still Mac, and you're... Or I guess he's not Mac, he's just whatever, the boxer, the player character. And then one of you is like fucking Rick Bruiser, so it's definitely not balanced. Yeah, does the kick take health? No, actually it doesn't. Why haven't I been spamming the fucking Van Damme tornado
All right, you
kick?
have to stop playing this good game and now go play some of the other bad ones.
Play something shitty? Alright.
I'm decreeing.
Alright, well, I'm at least
I
gonna
like how you were
save
trying to
this
eschew him playing the bad game earlier, but now you're like, play the bad game.
Well, no, it's time to move on to one of the bad.
Yeah.
to one of the bad ones now.
We've
Go
had
play
our
the-
palate cleansed with something good.
Let's go play those fucking
Now eat this
Game Boy
pile of shit.
ones.
Well, I guess that would be Tournament Fighters on the NES is kind of a pile of shit. It's technically impressive, but it's not very fun. But the next bad thing would probably be Fall of the Foot Clan, which is not a good video game. So, Ooh, what are the enhancements for the Game Boy games? That's what I want to know now. Bonus game practice. Okay, well, good on that. We'll do this, and then we'll hop over to the options, and we'll use the LCD filter on this one as was intended. And I'm probably gonna want to remap the controls because I'm guessing it's.
You're gonna make Gunpei Yokoi proud.
Yes. Jump is B and attack is A in this game, huh? Well, I'm gonna map it the correct way. That's jump. That's attack.
I do not remember that about this game, but I do remember playing it and thinking like, well, at least that was like playable as opposed to the NES game.
Yeah, I definitely I have very particular memories of playing this while like my mom was getting her hair done or her nails done or something, like playing this game, waiting for her to be done with that. Like I had this game, I played the shit out of it. Also, it's pretty easy if I remember correctly. Like you can kind of motor through this pretty quick.
Yeah, I remember I'm kind of one-shotting it the first time I played it, just...
I asked for it for Christmas a lot, but never got it. I only had 4 Game Boy games.
Yeah, and this one just lets you pick the stage right from the beginning, which a fair number of Konami Game Boy games, they respected your time to be like, yeah, you can just start from wherever, because if you turn it off, you lose your progress, so start from wherever. Oop, I didn't mean to pick Leonardo, but that's fine, I guess. The other thing is that all the turtle models are the same except for their left hand. Because it's black and white Game Boy games, fuck it, why not, right?
I mean, there's not that much difference between them to start with.
Yeah, they all look pretty much the same, and when you take color away, then they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, in the original comics, they all
They
wore
all were red, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the comics were in black and white, just like this game.
So technically, the Game Boy game is the definitive experience.
Accurate, yeah. It's the most comic accurate.
It's because it's the goofy smile that they always had on their face that was really important to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle experience.
Okay, I just
I
found.
mean, this is definitely a more authentic version of the Turtles than the one found in the NES game. So,
10 chances to find Secret No. Okay. Secret No. I'm gonna go with. Nope. I'm gonna go with 007. We'll start with that and see where we go from here. Smaller than 7. Okay, well that's gonna make
this
it.
is a hell of a bonus game.
Smaller than 5.
Good thing you can practice
Smaller than 3. Smaller than 2. Okay, well...
I'd be so happy if you run out of guesses.
How can it be smaller than 1? That's...
0, baby!
Smaller than 0.
Your guess is smaller than the number.
Oh, my guess is smaller than the number.
That is really stupid.
That's really unintuitive.
High
okay, well, it was between 5 and 600, so...
See, you should listen to the strat.
Yeah, except you said it there's stream delay, man. So by the time I heard you say it, it was too late for me to institute that strategy.
That's not true.
You should have known it was beyond you and waited for Alex's help.
Yes, of course.
I'm a big math guy. We always talk about that.
Pizza.
Pizza.
It's kind of a slow game, huh?
Yeah, it's a Game Boy game. If you made it too fast, all you would see is a blur. Music's good though.
And we really were bored back then.
I mean, there was no alternative. There was literally, the alternative was a Tiger fucking handheld, and most of those were not.
I'd rather play Mattel football. Let me tell you that.
I mean, I have one of those behind me. If you want me to play Mattel football,
I'm just saying than this, or the
Super
alternative.
Mario Land 2.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Mattel football is.
Well, really, the better one is the. I didn't have the Mattel football one. I had the follow-on one that had passes.
Mattel football too.
It was from a different.
Yeah, the sequel to football.
I'm serious. There was football
The original
too.
Mattel football only had running.
In fact, the one that I have is labeled Football 1 because it came out after Football 2 had come out, and so they rebranded the original version as Football 1.
That must have
The
been a
one
hard
I
sell.
have is Football 1. I think it was like $10 cheaper, $5 cheaper or something, and like $1979 or whatever.
I was starting to think I was too old for the Game Boy. I think by the time the Game Boy became a thing, I knew better than to play its games.
I was the exact correct age for the Game Boy. I was 6 when the Game Boy came out, and let me tell you, I thought it was the neatest thing in the world. Until I got a Game Gear, and then I thought that was the neatest thing in the world, even though, boy howdy, that screen really looks like shit. But I could play it in the dark.
You were really wrong the second time.
There was color.
There was color, and I could play it in the dark. Color and a backlight, Alex. Color and a backlight. I didn't need like a weird like life support system to put on top of the Game Gear to play it at night.
I remember. I mean, I just sat way too close to a lamp.
Coleco electronic
As God
quarterback.
intended.
That's the one I had.
What was it?
Yes.
Coleco quarterback, did you say?
Coleco electronic quarterback.
Electronic quarterback. Nice. I don't remember that one. The Mattel football that I have was actually my dad's and my uncle's. Not, I mean, it came to me that way, but it was theirs originally. So, oh no, Leonardo was captured. We'll just go down the list.
It looks like they kicked him in the nuts.
I mean, I don't think turtles have exposed nuts, so I don't think they can kick him in the nuts unless they kick really hard. Which I guess they're
They
robots.
can't talk either. So.
Somebody go Google turtle dicks.
I was kind of hoping you would just know, Eric.
It does seem like something Eric would just have at his fingertips.
I mean, they're probably not that interesting because if they were, then I probably wouldn't know more about them.
What do you think these are? Ducks? They're not Teenage Mutant ducks.
Yeah.
TMNT. Yeah, that's right.
Checks out.
TMNT's nothing.
Uh-huh.
You got there.
Uh-huh.
If you look hard enough, you can find anything.
That's true.
I do like that Raphael swings his scythe around while he's just walking around.
You're just fiddling with it,
Like twirls it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
showing off.
He's got a dumb look on his face that he's just happy to be there.
That's right.
Yeah, they should have changed the expression for Raphael.
Yeah, they should have angled the mouth down so that
Galled
way
him up.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, Rocksteady's face is pretty fucking expressive for.
I mean, it has two different things, but
for a game, I mean, we're talking about a Game Boy
sure.
game here.
I know.
Excuse me, Jim Carrey. We're talking about a Game Boy game here. That's a lot of face, okay?
That is a lot of face for a Game Boy game. The enemy must be near. April is screaming. Take Donatello for the beginning of stage 2. I like that his bow is just like a baton in this game.
Can't unbalance the game. All the turtles have the exact same attack range.
I think Raph and Michelangelo actually are shorter. I definitely ducked under that. That's bullshit. I also don't remember what the rescue mechanic is in this game, if there is one. They're still saying the turtles were captured, so I assume there's a rescue mechanic like the NES game. But for the life
Maybe you have to guess the number right.
Oh yeah, that might be it. Yeah, I get to win the bonus game. Yeah, that would make sense. I need to find another bonus game. Do you think if I look in the strategy guide, it tells me where the bonus games are?
I don't know, but it'll let you practice them.
It would let me practice.
Maybe you should have done in the end.
Bonus practice. Press BA and select at the same time on the options screen, then select the question mark to practice all the bonus games. Bonus hunting. The game is full of delicious hidden bonus areas. Find these hidden spots and you can play a life-restoring minigame. And it does show where they are. The second time you see a moving ceiling pillar, jump into the corner on its left side. I think I passed that already, so I might be hosed on that one. The first time you see a moving ceiling pillar, jump into the corner on its right side. So apparently the two bonus games in this stage are like directly next to each other. But it does say life restoring, not turtle rescuing, so I don't know what happens.
But that's that little shit-eating grin that he got on his face.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
Ugh. Was there one on this stage? I feel like there wasn't, but let's see. 1 4 2 1 2 1 4. So there's not one for the rest of this stage or all of stage 3. There are no bonus stages. Good to know. Yeah, I don't know, man. Konami made some pretty good Game Boy games. Like Operation C is pretty solid. It's not very long, but it's like a pretty fun one of those. And the two Gradius game, like the first one is pretty limited, but the second Gradius game on Game Boy is like pretty solid. And that was a whole piece of shit. Got it. Oh fuck. There we go. And then I just fell right back into the fire and lost all the life that I gained from getting that pizza. But this one is just, it feels very, there's just not a lot to it.
But it was playable, so again, step up.
Yeah.
You should play something weird now. The
How
weirdest
weird?
game in this collection.
Genesis Tournament Fighters is probably in the fucking conversation for weirdest game on this collection.
All right, bring it on.
Alright, well I was gonna try to finish the stage so I could see if Bebop's face is as expressive as Rocksteady's, but... Oh yeah, sure is. Alright.
Glasses fly off.
Yeah.
Sorry, the stream just caught up, and just the fact that you're like, oh yeah, his face, he really is expressive, and then he just punches you once, and you just
Yep.
drop.
Yep.
Sorry, good, okay.
Yep. Oh, well, let's get rid of that. That's gross.
Oh, dude, you want to play? What's the netcode like?
I don't know. I haven't played online yet.
Never played it ever, so.
Punch, kick, taunt.
Must have GGPO, right? Green guys, pizza, okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right?
Sounds right, yeah.
Okay. I'll start it on 3.
Yeah, this game is like actually kind of better than it has any right to be.
I mean, the Super Nintendo one, I would say, is like definitely the superior one of these. That one kind of feels like a SNK fighting game. It's 4 buttons, 2 punches, 2 kicks. The bosses are real motherfuckers at times.
I mean, there's not a lot of NES fighting games, period. So
the NES, yeah. Well, I think in the US, the only like one-on-one NES, well, Urban Champion and Turtles.
Yeah, Kung Fu.
That
I
that
guess
only
not
came out in Japan.
players.
But
On
also-
NES, did it? Oh,
Yeah.
I played it on one of those like bootleg multi-carts. So
Yeah. And I mean wrestling games. I generally in my brain wrestling games are a separate thing from fighting games. But I mean, if there's a handful of wrestling games, but
you could fight each other in Double Dragon.
you can fight. That's true. You can fight each other in Double Dragon.
that April?
Yes, you can play as April in this game, and she hits things with
Okay.
her butt.
Of course she
Sounds
does.
hot.
And there's like 2 bug people who I don't recognize.
That's this
Ray
game is
Fillet
the
is one of-
inspiration for all of Oscar's offense. So
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
The Oscar the wrestler.
no, Oscar, my friend that I know in the real person.
So I used to know when I did a video on this game and I learned all the moves and everything, but now I don't
Play as Sisyphus.
remember them. Too late, man. I'm playing as Raph. Should have said something
Push
sooner.
the rock up the hill.
Spaceship.
Because the taunt button, I think you use to do your super, if I remember correctly. Which is weird because it's like if you fuck up the input, then you taunt, and there's no way to cancel out of your taunt. So it's like if you screw up your input on your super,
It's reward, baby.
you're just like, I mean, sure, you're not wrong, but that's a pretty punitive, you know.
That's risk reward. Don't screw it up. Damn, April fucking worked you.
Yeah, she sure did. I don't know why it's showing me the.
Wait, what does Leonardo say on this page?
Huh?
What does Leonardo say in the little text box above this section?
While my
you're reading?
brothers were partying, I studied the blade. I also studied the
Nice.
slide kick, which is why I'm the only turtle in the game who can perform this ancient move by pressing down an A. I think that's the NES version. Yeah, it doesn't like the only strategy thing here is like turn on the enhancements to play as the bosses. So that's helpful. I would think they would give me a move list. Like, thanks for nothing, guys. Good lord. Somebody want to look up a move list for me?
What are you playing? TMNT Tournament Fighters.
Sega Genesis
Tournament
version.
fighters.
Yeah, Genesis.
Tell me what the Shoryuken.com tier list is, Alex.
That's probably like not. There's not a short. So it's probably on like oh god, like what's the other one? No, now I'm not looking up that thing. I'm looking up this.
Or you can.
Not Dust Loop. What's the other one?
I don't know. I feel like Shoryuken is the one that I'm generally aware of in terms of like where fighting game tier lists and such things get posted. Jesus. April's fucking tearing my shit up, man. Sorry, clone April.
Look at that! Look at that headband.
God, why am I blanking on the name of it? Under Night. It's gotta be on there.
A little spammy there, Joe.
Yeah, well, she should very
Just
up.
trying to
Get a
figure out
little-
what the buttons are.
Getting a little judgy there.
Yeah.
It is Mizumi. Mizumi is the one that has like weird fighting games.
Okay.
But they're more recent.
Still waiting on that move list, Alex. Come on, man. Help me out.
I'm fucking doing important work, like trying to figure out where I can find out Sam Show 5 special, like, shit.
What? Why?
Because it's way more important than whatever the fuck you're talking about. Apparently Michelangelo has a move where he, like, barfs a fireball.
That
According to
sounds.
this picture.
That sounds.
I also
about
heard that he was a party dude.
right. Yes. That's why he
think
partied
that's-
too hard, and that's why
Alright,
he
here we go.
barfed out
Game
the fireball.
FAQs. Move list and guide. You were playing as Raphael, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, power drill, quarter circle back, and A and B. A or B, I should say. Flies at you reminiscent of Vega's Psycho Crusher. Oh, that would be like M. Bison Vega.
Yes, yes.
Can be performed midair.
Dictator.
Dictator.
Dictator, yes, right.
Course circle forward, A or B. Projectile, Raphael sends out a blast from his size. Spark plug, charge down, then up, A or B. Raphael leaps forward as he spins his size around his body. So that's like DP. And then desperation move, half circle back plus C. It'll be performed when your health bar is flashing.
Yep.
It is an SNK game.
And if you fuck it up, you taunt instead of hitting it. So
Don't fuck up your half circle, dude.
don't fuck up your half circle. Yeah.
I saw that DP. I just tuned back in just in time.
We do have a hey
He's
guys
got-
from Camaristico. I'm just saying, hey.
He's got a fucking fireball.
Hey.
He's got a fucking. He's
He's-
Terry. He's Terry. He's got power.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he's got fucking burn knuckle. He's got a projectile, and then he's got a fucking rising
Power
tackle.
dunk, rising tackle. Yeah, no, basically, yeah. Doesn't really- But now he needs a power dunk. When will I get a new?
He's only got 3 moves, so yeah.
When do I get an updated Tournament Fighters where Raphael gets a power dunk?
Camaristico says, "Man, there's no pretty way to look at this game." What was
I don't
this
think they-
on originally?
This is
This
the
is the
NES
Genesis.
version.
No, this is
oh,
the
this
Genesis
is the Genesis version.
Oh, you want the NES version is even uglier. So
yeah.
this one has some weird. Like I picked the most banal stage to start, but like the stages in this game are fucking wild.
The shading on the head was so different than the rest of the body. It's
Yes, accurate, true story.
He's got charge moves.
I feel like April has like a command grab or something, if I remember
Fuck
correctly.
yeah, dude. April's the one. That's it. I found my main.
She's a grappler.
Hey, Alex is an April main.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. She has ninja attack, ninja claw, and back dive elbow. April flies across the screen and nails you like the Rock with the people's elbow. April backflips in the air, kicks off the wall, and strikes her foe. Reaches all the way across the screen.
What the fuck is
April
that thing in the
slashes
background?
the air directly in front
No
of her. As
idea.
long as
It's
you
a
can-
it's a dick sucking demon.
Wow.
Oh, April's Chun-Li. She has a spam the button, and then she does a thing where she just like
Yep.
kicks. You know?
She has
does.
like 1,000 legs all of a sudden.
No, it's like a claw thing. It's like a hand thing, but
Yeah, it's
yes.
a hand thing. I think.
same thing. Yeah, let me actually. I'm gonna like reset this so I can show you one of the stages in this game is just like absolutely fucking wild.
I mean, this current stage you're on is a fucking like lava man.
Yeah,
maybe.
no, I mean yes, for sure, but let's see here.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are fighting in the area at the bottom of the original Dark Souls.
Yeah, right.
Which one? There's one.
That guy's the boss. What's the big dumb boss that you
The
can kill?
ceaseless discharge.
Yeah,
How
the
could you
ceaseless
forget?
discharge.
One of them has
This
like a
game-
We
big.
got some penicillin. That's
Like this one looks like they just dropped acid and like drew what they saw. Like here we go.
No, they didn't.
Here I don't know that. But like there's one of them has like a big freaky bug thing in the background.
Do not like it, Raphael.
But yeah, it's a choice. But let's take a look at the NES version.
Ooh, he's got a tornado projectile.
So there's the only way to play. So in this game, the story mode you can only play as the turtles. In versus, you can play as anybody, but you can't play as two hotheads without a game genie because the hothead sprite is made of like so many tiles that if there are two of them on screen, sometimes the game just crashes.
Fuck yeah, bro.
So that's pretty
Technology.
good. Let's see here. Control.
I mean, this is a late NES game.
Oh yeah.
93.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's the same picture with different colors.
Well, apparently Leonardo's the only one who can do the secret slide kick technique. So So also, if I remember correctly, none of the turtles have their weapons in this game. But also,
it's not like that's like a thing they're known for. Or
yeah,
anything.
right. But also here, like one of the crazy things about this game is that like it's actually really technologically impressive. So like, notice how there's like a line scrolling effect on the floor, which is like that's really unnecessary for a 1993 like NES fighting game to have like to go to those lengths. But like they sure did that shit.
Oh, dude, he's got whose fucking throw is that? They bite you.
Blanca.
Yeah.
And then, like, the secret to winning in this game is to get this ball, and then you can, like, throw the ball. And I don't... Yeah, there.
Oh, it's Smash.
I mean, basically, yeah. And, like, if you can retain...
Okay.
If you can retain possession of, like, the super dodgeball, then it's a lot easier to win.
It's not Smash, actually. It's, Oh, no, it is Smash. Okay, now I'm seeing it.
Well, Smash the Super Dodgeball.
But yeah, this game is it's
Holy shit.
rough. It's rough. I mean, it's again technologically impressive. It looks really good for an NES
Oh, that's
game.
why it's gotta be negative. This computer should be punishing you. Like, come on. Fucking scrub computer doesn't know it. Well, it was a good anti-air. I take back what I said. Good job, computer. Get this fucking guy wrapped.
Why did that
good
looked at a
anti-air.
picture on the thing drop a ball on this? What does that do?
Just because it's you pick it up and throw it like a Hadouken, but then you have to pick it up. If you throw it and you lose it, then you have to go pick it up.
They should add that mechanic to Street Fighter.
Yeah, you throw the Hadouken and then you have to go find it and pick it back up. I mean, like Captain America kind of has that in the Marvel games. If you block his shield, he can lose it and then have to pick it up before he can throw it again.
Leonardo's moves are toward A. We also call that forward. Forward B, down A, down left. So quarter circle back and A. Throw is a move. Down and then toward and then B. So it sounds like quarter circle forward. This is a weird move list. Alright.
Well, now I switched to Raph, so...
B. Okay, Raph. Double tap forward A and then double tap forward B, which are the same moves as Leonardo, so I think maybe just everybody has that.
Might be all the turtles have basically the same moves.
Hold back toward and B. So the longer you hold back before pressing, the further you will go. Okay, so he has like a... power, like a dash move or something. I think it's the same as that one that you were just using in the other game. Or other version of this game, I should say.
Which one is that?
It's a charge move now. It's like charge back and then press forward and B. But it looks like it's the one where it's the Psycho Crusher. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that makes sense. No tier list for this one though, Alex?
I didn't look for tier lists. I'm looking for move lists. All right.
I'm sure Shredder's like the
tier
boss, and
list.
he's like kind of ridiculous.
One random person made a tier list and said that Raphael and Shredder are S tier. And then Michelangelo, Donatello, Casey Jones, and some like dragon are A tier, and that's it. It is not finished. And that's just by like some random dude.
Wait, I think that might actually be everybody in the game. Who's Michelangelo? The only one who's not on that list?
Oh, Leonardo's B tier. It like wasn't loading properly. Okay, yeah, that might actually be
I was
everybody.
gonna say it's the four turtles, Casey Jones, Hothead, and Shredder. I think that's the full cast. So.
Okay, then that is okay. Then Shredder and Raph are a S tier.
Okay.
So B Raph, I guess.
I mean, I am so.
I mean, you saw him biting that guy's face.
Scrub,
Right?
dude, this guy has to use Raph to win. Fuck it, I bet he uses the ball too. He can't fight fair. Yeah, but the ball is a mechanic in the game.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, in tournament play, we turn the ball off.
Nah, dude, Final Destination Raph, no Ida,
no Ida,
ball.
yeah, right.
No Raph, no ball.
Raph is banned. What is the in Def Jam Fight for New York? Is it David Banner? Is he the only? He's like the god tier character who's banned in tournament play.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to fucking play that game.
There's like one of the rappers is considered like a god tier character and is
Jam
banned in
Fight
tournament
for
play.
New
I
York.
think it's David Banner.
Tier list. Well, this random tier list I found has Method Man, Bubba Sparks, Redman, Carmen Electra, Fat Joe, and Ghostface Killa as S tier. There is no band.
But there's no band tier.
Oh, this one has a band tier, but it's like huge.
Oh Jesus.
Everyone is banned. Do not play this
Yeah,
game.
don't play it. It's too good for you. Don't play it.
This person has Sticky Fingers as like its own tier above God tier. And then it has God tier, which is 4 people, and then semi-God tier.
Who's in the god tier below Sticky Fingers?
Carmen Electra, Redman, Snoop Dogg, and somebody else.
Snoop Dogg's the boss, I think, in that game, if I remember correctly. He's the final boss.
This one says God tier banned for standard play, but this is again just some weird tier list.
Where's Henry Rollins? Which tier is Henry Rollins on in these? That's the
There's like
important
50
thing.
people in this game, so give me a minute.
Okay.
Quote unquote, in this particular tier list, he is quote unquote obvious, which is the 4th option.
What the fuck?
There's God/band, then This Is Broke, then Capo Squad, and then quote obvious quote. Then Hidden Gems, then SS, SA, BC, D, E, C, T-pose tier.
Why are there so many tiers? This seems needlessly complicated, if I'm being
I
honest.
agree. I think this person, I believe this is what they call a mem.
Okay, alright.
Joseph.
Okay. Well, I don't know where you're looking. I feel like there's like serious business fighting game sites that would not publish such
This
things.
tier list is Danny Trejo's at the top, and obviously it's only Danny Trejo, and then underneath that is The Boys.
Alright.
Henry Rollins is an A tier in that first one that I found, so
Nice.
then in the first, so that's second tier. The first one is S tier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. This game is like, again, it's not a great fighting game, but like it's a very visually impressive NES game. Especially like the line scrolling effect on the floor is just like, wow, I can't believe that somebody put in the effort for like a licensed last year game on the NES.
You know you're in for a good time when the best thing about it is the way the floor scrolls.
I mean, look, man. Again, the only other U.S. like fighting game that was released on this fucking platform was Urban Champion. So, I mean, so it seems like Raph can really easily combo from his like jumping kick into the bite thing, which does a shitload of damage, and I think is unblockable. So that I think is why Raph is on the S tier, because you can just do the like Van Damme helicopter kick and then immediately bite them, and then like that's it. That's the key to winning. Oh, a bonus game. Okay, well apparently the helicopter kick doesn't work great.
Raphael guide. There's a Raphael guide for the NES. Okay, let's see. What the fuck? Who plays this game? It's the beginning of a section.
I did good at the bonus game. Good job, me.
It says he has a projectile with half circle forward and punch.
I think he only has that if you pick up the thing first. I don't think you can just do it, but I'll try. No, that seems to just do the. No, that doesn't do shit. You have to pick up the thing first.
If you double tap back, you do a backflip. Complete invincibility until near the end. So it's not complete invincibility. But that's okay.
Semi-invincibility until near the end.
Thank you.
Oh man, Casey just fucking Germaned me.
do is charge back and then forward and kick move. Only the light kick version is safe, and only for max distance, so you gotta space it. Be careful, Chrome Dome will always be able to punish you with his EPD.
Oh, now you're talking about the Super NES version then, because Chrome Dome's not in this one.
It says it's under NES guide, so...
the Chrome Dome's
Oh,
not
no,
in
it
this
does say
game.
Super Nintendo. It does say Super Nintendo, but it's listed in the NES guide.
Yeah, GameFAQs started doing that recently, and I actually kind of hate that. Like,
Yeah.
because a lot of games, especially older ones, like the versions are not the same. So, if I'm looking for a guide specifically for the NES version, the Genesis and Super NES guides are absolutely not going to help me at all.
Oh, shit. God. Is there an 8? This random wiki with all the weird fighting games reminded me that the Rumblefish 2 is getting re-released.
It is.
Yeah.
Is that a fighting game based on the S.E. Hinton book?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
play as Matt Dillon or Mickey Rourke, and it's
no,
all in black and white
actually,
except for the koi fish is orange.
It's about conglomerate Probe Nexus, commonly known as Probe, begins reconstruction efforts in the eastern area of a unnamed country. Blah, blah, blah. This was the dazzling birth of a symbol for the new century. Don't you remember?
I remember seeing that game in arcades in Japan when I was there in 2004. That's what I remember about the Rumblefish. That's a Sega or a Sammy joint, right? Yeah.
The main thing I remember about that game is that there's a character who's a nurse, and then her name is Cheryl, and that, like, whenever you pick her, the announcer just goes, Cheryl! And that was, like, a joke, like, between me and my friends at the time. Like, naturally, she has huge boobs.
You don't say. A fighting game,
anime.
an anime fighting
Yeah.
game character with giant tits? I can't believe it.
Yeah. I don't know, I remembered liking it well enough back in the day, but who knows?
Yeah. So it's
I
getting
think it's
a
still a
re-release on everything.
Yeah,
I
there's
guess
a Steam
assume?
listing for it.
Wow.
It looked great. It had, like, really good, I think that was, like, an Animus Wave thing.
Yeah, it was definitely
Yeah.
that. Which I guess means
Which
it's
was,
probably
like,
on
a
Dreamcast
weird
now.
period of time. I don't think. No, it was too. It was PS2. It was too late for that.
No, but there was someone who was porting like every Atomis Wave game to the Dreamcast
really?
because
Okay.
the architecture is almost identical.
Okay, fair enough.
So they like I did a stream I think of some of that stuff, but like Dolphin Blue there's a Dreamcast version of Dolphin Blue now that the guy made, and that fucking wild ass Fist of the North Star game that Arc System Works did, where everybody has an
that game
instant
fucks.
kill.
Yeah, dude, the Hokuto Nationals is one of the best like days of the year, like every year. I don't know when the last time they did it was since COVID, but like that's the fucking best tournament of any fighting like ever, because it's just literally guys will just like be sitting there drinking beers, like eating fried chicken wings and shit, and then they'll be like having a ball because they're just like, dude, this is so dumb. Like nobody takes it seriously. It's everybody's just like having a good time.
Well, like everybody's
It's great.
broken, right? Like
Yeah, every
basically.
character in the game is pretty much broken. So there is a tier list for that game, and there are certain characters who are better than others.
Oh, I
but,
remember why I hated fighting fucking Shredder in this game, because he's got the fucking Ryo Sakazaki fucking punch thing, and he can just it's an anti-everything, essentially. So all he has to
Sucks
do
you in.
is just
Oh,
like
there he
bust
is.
it out, and
Yeah.
he stops whatever you were trying to do. And he can just
You get
do
for
it
trying to do stuff.
immediately after doing it. Like, he can just do it again. It's fucking... Look at this shit. He's like fucking Rugal Bernstein
Stop
over
trying to
here.
jump in, man.
I wasn't. Well, now I got the ball. Now I got the ball, so I'm just gonna whip the fucking ball at him. That's... And his projectile does a ridiculous amount of damage as well. Yeah, Shredder's fucking broken. And this game has limited continues too, so if I like keep trying to beat Shredder, eventually I'm just gonna like run out of continues. So
In the Fist of the North
So you
Star
better
game,
stop
Toki,
playing this then.
yes,
Ray, Judah, and Rao are the most broken, but everybody's pretty broken in their own special way.
Sarge in the chat says he's pretty vulnerable to the power drill. I don't know. Okay, well I only had one continue there. I don't know why the fuck that was, but let's give it a shot. Since I only had one continue. We'll give it a try. That is a really good looking shredder graphic for NES though. It's a very good looking shredder.
Looks like Shredder.
It's something that you want out of a shredder.
He
graphic.
specifically looks a lot like movie Shredder, in fact, I would say. Yeah, no, he just fucking swatted me away, even from fucking power drill. And like timing, I'm trying to like wait for the end of his bullshit so I can punish him, and it's just like the window is so small. There we go. Yeah, bite him. Bite his fucking ass. Nope. And then he just fucking tosses me, and that's that. Oof.
Yeah, punish him. Stay far away. It's got to be yeah, get him. Yeah, that's got to be negative. So just bait him into doing it, and then block it, and then just beat the shit out of him. There, you got him. I mean, there's stream delay, but like
There's stream delay.
He just fucking dunked your ass. All right, never mind. I'm all caught up. Shredder's tight, dude. That was cool.
Oh, picking up the ball is just like really awkward too. That's part of it. Is like you throw it and then you have to go grab it, but like it's not as easy just like walking over it. You have to like crouch on it and hit punch.
Out of you. Did you see that? He fucking threw a projectile and you jumped over it like you're fucking like playing against Guile, like some noob playing against Guile, and he just fucking vacuum punched your ass.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
You got to get good, scrub.
Yeah. You should boot this up and stream it, Alex. That's what you should do.
Okay, I will. Also, what the fuck is this game? Literally never seen this.
TMNT Tournament Fighters for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Well, this is a super rare game too. If you have an actual card of this, it's worth a fucking pile of money.
Yeah. Or maybe it was before this came out. Nah,
it still is. All right. Well, that's been about an hour and 40 minutes of old Ninja Turtles games. So I think Rhino Nar mentions that Kevin Nash was Shredder. That's not accurate. Kevin Nash was the Super Shredder. But yeah, before he was Diesel, Kevin Nash was the Super Shredder. And actually, on his Pro Wrestling Tees site now, you can buy a shirt that says Kevin Nash Shreds, and it's him dressed in the it's an illustration of him in the Shredder outfit, which is pretty good.
Oh,
not him playing a guitar.
No, not him playing a guitar.
I mean, she's like all mustard.
Or him grating cheese, which would also be like
yes. Or him pulling chicken or pork apart with two forks.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Or him riding a surfboard.
Thanks everybody for hanging out. Wow, it looks like actually there was a pretty good crowd for this stream tonight.
Reading documents into a...
That's right. Yeah, right. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm glad you could hear me this week. And
Hopefully
well, I checked it this time, so
I checked also.
Yeah, it did.
I also checked.
It was because for whatever reason, OBS switched to default audio input device, which like I don't even know what that is. It should be my microphone, but you know, OBS gonna OBS, I guess. So, anyways, we'll be back next week with something else. Good night.
I thought we were gonna play the Fist of the North Star game. You and I were gonna do a 1st to 50.
Oh yeah, fuck it.
We talked about that.
Sure, yeah. Get your fucking get Parsec set up, and we'll play a bunch of the Fist of the North Star fighting game next week. All right, good night, everybody. We'll be back next week with something else.
Bye.
Okay, bye.